You late?
Boy, if you don't...
A hard miss. O'Neal comes out of it, lobs it up ahead, and Beal.
Hey, LeBron definitely tried it, huh? He thought he could make that 1,000 IQ play, throw it off the rim on the second free throw attempt, and sneakily put it back in before the defense noticed. It was a commendable attempt, all things considered. I mean, he threw it off the rim perfectly, but Nurkic was all over it and reacted just in time to box out AD for the rebound. And the Phoenix Suns secured the W on the backs of 30-point nights from both KD and Booker. And that officially marks the first L of the season for the Lakers in the JJ Redick era. LeBron was complete buns this game, no denying it, but the man turns 40 in 2 months, so I think I can cut him some slack. And as long as that double-digit streak stays alive, I know he's probably chilling. Anthony Davis continues his dominant stretch of play to start the season, with LeBron off to a somewhat shaky start for his standards, while AD is playing at such an elite level on both ends. I think we can officially say that the Lakers is Anthony Davis's team, and it's about time he officially took over as the guy for the Lakers. I mean, that's been the whole plan all along since he got there. AD's playing like a top MVP candidate right now, something we all knew he was capable of when healthy and aggressive. I just hope he can keep it up for the rest of the season. Speaking of MVP caliber performances, Paolo Banchero went absolutely ballistic on the Pacers, dropping an entire 50-piece with 13 rebounds and 9 assists to go along with it. He was just out there looking like a grown man amongst boys, complete and utter dominance. To be such a skilled offensive talent with that much brute size and strength is low-key a cheat code. His co-star Franz Wagner got injured in the first half, and Banchero took the game in his hands and went on an absolute mission. He already hit all-star level in year 2, and in his 3rd season, it looks like he's taking another jump, potentially into superstardom. Now, I will be honest, I'm not as high on Paolo Banchero as some others are. I think his overall shot selection and efficiency can be questionable at times, sometimes settling for long contested twos when he could rather use his physical tools to dominate his opponent inside and get higher efficiency looks at the rim. But when it's hitting, his mid-range game is pretty undeniable. And this year, it looks like he's taken another step to becoming an even more fleshed out 3-level scorer, and an even better playmaker at the forward position than he already was. Well, if he keeps putting up outings like this, his ascension to top of the league status will be undeniable, and he'll completely shut up any potential doubters like myself. Whoa, what's that? The Denver Nuggets actually won a basketball game? Nah. The Nuggets were finally able to steal their first win of the season in Toronto in a nail-biter that went all the way into overtime. And the Raptors had absolutely zero answer for Nikola Jokic, who lit them up for 40 and 10. And Jamal Murray, who again had a stinker of a shooting night, did arguably hit the biggest shot of the game with a nifty move to the basket to send it into OT. RJ Barrett, trying to be the hero in his hometown, took a highly ill-advised 3 down the stretch, with the Raptors only down 2 that ultimately sealed the win for Denver. Hey, I was starting to get worried about the Nuggets. They almost started off the season 0-3, but hopefully a come-from-behind win like this can finally start turning things around. That doesn't mean they still don't have glaring issues. Half the roster can't hit an open jump shot to save their life, their bench depth is genuinely some of the weakest in the NBA, and Jamal Murray is still struggling to find his rhythm. But whenever your team has 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic and their core 4, you always feel like they still have a shot to contend in the Western Conference. But the bumps definitely need to be ironed out somehow, or they could be in for a long and disappointing season. Jalen Green might be entering a new stratosphere with another explosive scoring night of 36 points on 50% from the field with 7 of 11 threes made. That man got his bag and immediately started balling out to kick off the season. He's currently averaging 29 points per game in his first 4 outings. He's really out there looking like that bona fide star we saw coming to form in that month-long stretch near the end of last season. Green has always had the talent and tools to eventually be a franchise-leading player. It was always just a matter of consistently producing it every night. And right now, it looks like he's doing just that. Now, Victor Wembanyama had himself quite a night too. A double-double with 20 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 blocks. But man, was his shot selection absolute dookie. 14 points on 43% shooting from the field is just downright unacceptable for a 7'5" guy. There is zero reason why Wemby shouldn't be shooting at least 50% from the field every game. He just settles for difficult shots far too often. Buddy, we know you're an alien who can score from anywhere on the court, but if you don't get your big ass in the paint for 70 to 80% of your shots, man, the team brought in Chris Paul specifically to spoon feed you inside for easy looks, and you're still resulting for half your shots to be contested turnaround jumpers and logo threes. Now don't get me wrong, Vic should be allowed to show off his full offensive repertoire, cause he definitely has an insane bag for a guy his size. I mean, he's already hit some ridiculous long-range bombs in his short few games. But above all else, he has to use his unfair size and length advantage to punish defenders for the entire game, not just in spurts. And he can't be afraid of taking on contact either. Just look at his buddy Chet Holmgren, who is also a dynamic 3-level scoring big with a thinner frame who still finds a way to relentlessly attack the basket and move through defenders at the rim. Hey, Chris Paul actually hit some shots this game. He was averaging a whopping 3 points on 38% shooting to start the season. And I'm not gonna lie, it was looking like the old geezer might be a completely cooked product on the basketball court, aside from his playmaking. But I'm hoping this solid performance can get him back on track as a double-digit scorer at least. Cause damn, Celtics vs Bucks was a highly competitive battle of Eastern Conference Titans. At least it was, up until about halfway through the third quarter, where Milwaukee can no longer find an answer to the Celtics' absolute barrage of three-pointers. Boston remains undefeated for the season and continues to remind everyone why they are a clear step ahead of everyone else in the East. Oh, and Peyton Pritchard is a buzzer-beating wizard who had himself a pretty calm night of just 8 three-pointers made and had that man Doc Rivers in complete shambles. On a serious note though, prayers up to Taylor Hendricks, who suffered a gruesome leg injury on a non-contact play against the Mavericks. These things are just always terrible to see, man, and it sucks even more because Hendricks is really starting to carve out a nice role for himself in Utah. It's undeniable, bro, injuries will always be the worst part of sports. Wishing Taylor Hendricks a speedy recovery, man. But Donovan Mitchell showing us what that arm do in Madison Square Garden. Buddy just casually drained a once-in-a-lifetime full-court shot with one hand. With that kind of luck, dude needs to go out and get himself a lottery ticket ASAP. I mean, I knew he played baseball growing up, but damn, that is some elite pitching power right there. Shit, the Yankees should have seen if he was free after the game. It looks like they could have used his services.
Yankees lose.